Welcome to my channel Daily Bulletin News. As Johnny and Chanel insist they're ready for adoption, Sophia lies through her teeth to her mom. On today's Days of Our Lives, Maggie greets Holly as she does homework, saying she just got back from a shopping spree in Chicago with Julie. She asks Holly how her Valentine's Day was. Holly says it was great, which Maggie is relieved to hear, worried that Doug might have gotten in the way. She just means that Julie told her Doug ran up to the cabin to get the book of poems. It all worked out, Sophia said, so no harm, no foul. Maggie's glad Doug showed up in Julie's life when he did. He's a nice young man. Yeah, he's nice, Holly says. Then thinks back to Doug telling her about the stolen necklace. She covers her distraction by telling a concerned Maggie that Doug told her he had feelings for her. I see, how do you feel about that? It didn't mean anything. She loves Tate. And Doug was mortified and backed off. Tate doesn't know, though, and she thinks he's already a little jealous of Doug. Maggie just wants to be sure Doug is completely clear of where Holly stands. Doug left before she could respond and she'd rather just let it go. Maggie then asks how things are going with the whole pregnancy thing, and if Holly's thought about what might happen if the adoption doesn't happen. The three of them will figure it out together. Julie makes Doug feel bad at the Horton house. Doug again thinks back to telling Holly about his feelings. Julie interrupts him to ask what he's thinking about, but he says he was just thinking about Grandpa Doug. He had a way of words. Julie says he sure did. Few material things in her life have much meaning anymore, but that book of poems for her is one of them. If only her grandmother's necklace hadn't disappeared. She'll never forgive herself for that. Doug tells her the thief is the only person to blame. She's upset she pointed the finger at her brother, then breaks out a letter from Stephen she just got filled with lots of lovely things. And him swearing he had nothing to do with the necklace. She lays out her brother's shady history to Doug, but she trusts him. Doug just comes out and asks Julie if she thinks he stole the necklace like other members of the family do. Of course not, just because he had a run-in with the law, just like his grandfather, doesn't mean he's a thief. Julie says that since she's sure Steve's in the clear, she's going to file a police report with JJ. She thanks Doug for being wonderful, grabbing her book of poems and asks if he ran into Holly. Doug did, but he ran off before he was in the way. Wise. Wise. Julie heads out to get groceries, leaving Doug looking upset. Tate and Sophia lie to Amy. Tate catches Sophia having breakfast in the square, where she tells him her morning sickness is gone. And she's feeling so much better since her mom agreed to an adoption. That's when Tate tells her about Chanel and Johnny. Tate's super excited, but Sophia wants to know why he didn't tell her before now. He's known for a little while. Oh, she realizes, yesterday was Valentine's Day, or 2 weeks ago, so he probably told Holly about this before her. Yeah, Tate admits, she knows. Sophia's sure Holly's thrilled because the baby won't be a problem anymore. Tate apologizes, and Sophia just wishes he'd talked to her first, but she understands. Sophia knows Tate thinks this is great, but her mom might have a different idea. Good Christian values means belonging to the Korean Baptist Church. Amy walks over as they're discussing, wondering what's going on. Sophia tells her mom about Chanel and Johnny, both from very prominent Salem families. But not our church, Amy says. Sophia says they go to a different church, then lies about them being super religious, and Chanel running a Bible study group. Tate just nods awkwardly. Great, great, Amy will just have to meet Chanel and Johnny, like for lunch today. Sophia gets nervous, but Tate offers to set it up. Mrs. Choi walks off and Tate turns back to Sophia. Bible study? This will be an interesting lunch, won't it? Johnny catches Marlena up. Johnny visits Marlena's office with a bouquet of roses he brought for Chanel. He says Chanel's procedure went well, all the tumor was taken out and Chanel should be okay. They haven't even told Paulina about it, though, knowing she'd freak out if she heard the word cancer. Johnny tells his grandmother that he and Chanel want to start a family right now, but Marlena doesn't quite understand the rush, especially after their difficulties. Johnny assures Marlena they feel stronger than ever. They're just picking up where they left off before Joy. Does anyone know where Joy is? And Tate and Sophia wanting to give up their baby seems like the perfect opportunity. Well, Marlena wants to know what Amy Choi says, then pauses when Johnny says the couple just needs good Christian values. Oh, I see. Stay tuned and subscribe the channel.